Doesn't matter. You said it.
Madam President, for this time. Hey, good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the January 20th, 2026 Verona Borough Council Supercommittee meeting. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Mayor, do you mind?
Sure. Kim Long,
Here.
John Germalis,
Present.
Kelly Rodriguez,
Present.
Dr. Carpenter,
Present.
Madam President, Trish Reza,
Thank you. I am present.
Kurt Sperling,
Here.
Ms. Provenza,
Present.
and I'm here, and let the record show that Mrs. Tracy Holder is here also.
And Jason Daly is unable to attend tonight due to travel related issues. Item 4, registered comments from the public. We hope to be joined by Melinda Schatz, Dormont Borough Assistant Manager, who is going to talk to us a bit about their super committee structure and how it works. Unfortunately, there was a conflict for tonight, so we were going to table that until a future meeting. But we look forward to hearing from Melinda. So this brings us to section 5, comments from the public. This time, council will hear comments on public related matters. Please approach the podium or raise your virtual hand, state your name and address, and limit your remarks to 3 minutes or less. Comments should focus on borough business, policies, or actions. Council encourages thoughtful feedback on decisions and performance while maintaining respectful and constructive dialogue. Are there any comments from the public tonight? Let the record reflect there are none at this time. So we will move on to item 6, discussion items. As mentioned, we are joined by our HR consultant, Dr. Tracy Holst tonight. Tracy will be leading us on a series of exercises tonight in order to draft 2 items at the end of this evening. The first is our first ever council code of conduct. And the second, which we will get to shortly, is a vision and goal setting exercise for council for 2026. We want to note that this will be primarily a discussion among council members, but we will of course welcome comments from the public again at the end of the session. So with that, Tracy, would you like to take us away?
Sure.
Thank you.
Moving along. Okay, so first I wanted to introduce myself because we have 2 new council members. So just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I have about 25 years in human resources. I'm not going to read this slide, but I definitely have worked in a number of different industries, government, education, nonprofit. I'm currently working in banking. I have my bachelor's in human resources, my master's in labor relations, and my EDD in organizational leadership. So I am certified. I'm Distance Strength Finder certified also. I teach HR certification classes along with HR classes at RMU and Point Park University. I am a former council member. I think that's how I've kind of like gotten to know some people on council and everything like that. I think Trish and I went through the LGA, which I found was very educational and everything like that together. And I'm also the secretary of the Penn Hills Community Development Corporation. John and I have worked closely together the past year. We've really tried to get some HR projects completed. I have a list of the things that we actually have completed. We did complete out some of the job descriptions, finalizing them. We also completed disciplinary procedures, time off policies, audit forms, exit interview forms. You know, we also looked at the process for recruitment. We did hire the new police chief, who is here in the audience. That was a very good process that we used. And we've still identified some 2026 projects that we initiated, but we're going to get to the finish line this year. The employee handbook, performance reviews. We're gonna do professional training and development. We talked a little bit about just different things on reviewing. Right now, I'm reviewing all the file structure in the HR, and well, really in the whole borough. There was a number of different files and everything, so we're creating a file structure, and then we're creating like policy manuals and procedures manuals and everything like that. So there's a lot to do. So
I also wanted to recognize last year's committee and the work that they did. Sylvia and former council member Flora for the work that they did, putting all that together. You know, they were really instrumental in developing these policies along with me and yourself, obviously. So, you know, it was a lot of time, awful lot of time. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done yet, but I mean, it was a lot of stuff to go over. Still a lot of stuff to go over.
definitely, so we're gonna get into our first exercise, okay, and it's going to be a fun one, I promise you. I think Trish, Nancy, and John and I have met, and we actually met with Jason too, to really talk about, like, again, now that there's new council members here, like establishing just a protocol, working together, really doing some, deep dive into sharing, setting expectations, but then in conjunction with that, also, setting your goals for the year and everything like that. So we decided to do some fun exercises the public can watch. It is an open forum. It is definitely, as Trish said, you can make comments after we're done, but we really wanted, I think from their perspective, again, because I'm not on council, but from their perspective, they wanted to make it as transparent and as open as possible so people could see it and to be, and to kind of just see what the new council is gonna do and everything like that. But we are gonna do breakout groups for the first exercise. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have group one, who's kind of like John, and John is gonna work with it a little bit. You guys are going to go into the probably the office. Is that where you're going into? And it's going to be Tim, they're going to call you on the phone, so you're going to mute your Zoom, and they'll call you on the phone. Kelly, you're going to be in that group, and then Trish is going to be in that group. Okay, that's going to be group one. Okay, and then group two is going to go into the kitchen.
No, I don't think we're gonna go in the kitchen tonight.
It's been taken over by children.
We'll go in
but-
the other part of the.
Okay, yeah.
Door in between.
Yeah, go in the other part of the office, that's perfectly fine. And then Dave, you're in that group. Sylvia, you're in that group, and Kurt, you're in that group too, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is basically, it's the slide here, so we gotta figure out, actually have the questions here and stuff like that. Maybe I don't have, I'm trying to think, because we're going in different offices and stuff like that. So let me just kind of share so group one is interactions with each other. So that's kind of like John's group, okay? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to talk about what specific behaviors demonstrate that a council member is effective in their role. What specific actions or habits reflect that a council member is professional during meetings. How will you address conflict or disagreement within the group, especially if a fellow council member says or does something disrespectful? So discussion remains productive and respectful. And then what behaviors undermine good governance and should be avoided, okay? And again, you can come back and look at the slide, do what you need to do. The interactions with the public, which is the group led by Nancy, it's going to be what specific behaviors demonstrate an effective counsel to public, what actions or habits reflect professionalism during meetings, what makes a response to the public productive or unproductive, and what behaviors show strong positive leadership when a public comment feels harsh or potentially inappropriate. I want to stress, and I know Trish and I talked about this at length, okay? This is your exercise. This is not anyone else telling you how to act as a council member, what to do as a council member. This is what you come up with as a group, because you're gonna come back after we do the breakout groups for about 10 or 15 minutes. You're gonna come back and I'm going to scribe what the spokesperson is telling me. And then we're going to create a set of expectations for council. So it's basically, like I said, your set of rules, your set of what you need to do. Trish, do you want to add anything to that I missed maybe from our discussions?
No, I think that was perfectly clear. Are there any questions for Tracy? Kurt, for your group, do you want to take a picture of the screen? I'll do the same for mine. So we have the questions handy.
I have the questions right here.
Thanks.
Yeah, so you don't need to.
Guess what? Did you have a question?
Originally, Jason was gonna be here. So Jason was gonna be with one group. I don't know, taking notes or something, and you were gonna be with the other one, now he's not here. So,
She's not float though.
I'm gonna float, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back
I
and
can't
then
remember all.
the spokesperson, whether it's, and now it's Kurt or like whoever the spokesperson is for the group. Is going to come and you're going to talk, like we're gonna say what the expectations you came up with, and I'm gonna scribe them. And and another thing I wanna say, this is not set in stone because this is just the first time we're doing this exercise or anything like that. If there's something that comes to mind after this exercise, something that you think about, something that comes up, it can be a living, breathing document that you can utilize in the future. So it's not necessarily, again, it's just really you and creating what you want to do and what you want to see from council and how you want to interact with the public. So.
Okay, so I'm taking Dave, Bert, myself, and
Sylvia.
Sylvia,
Mhm.
all right, this side.
Yep.
And we're gonna go all the way back.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah.
You know what, well, there's another thing in there, I'm gonna write on that, I'm not gonna be able to.
Okay, sure. You wanna take one of these and write on it?
There's one in there.
Okay. Yeah. And John, yeah, what your group?
Talk to Mars.
Okay. We're back. Trish, you wanna say anything before I start?
I think we're good. Go ahead and John / myself can share for the first one.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's first of all, so like, again, to set everyone, like, it was groups that were talking about expectations. They were talking about how to interact with each other and how to interact with the public. Again, and I did get a question, obviously, from someone about the sunshine law, and I was like, they were not deliberating anything. They were not discussing any borough business. They were just discussing really expectations on how to interact with each other. So there was no violation of any act or law or anything like that. Because again, made it very specific that they were definitely talking about just interaction with each other. So I want to make that kind of clear. So where's my spokesperson for interactions with each other? Is that you? All right, go for it. Tell me what you guys came up with.
Do you want to
First one.
repeat the question? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, go ahead. You wanna get it back on the mic there and,
Reiterate the
because I
question.
probably didn't hear,
Reiterate the question.
the people didn't hear.
You want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat the question so the people on Zoom can hear.
Okay, all right, yeah, here, let me get my paper. It'll be easier to do it that way.
Yeah.
All right, so the questions that they were asked as far as interactions with each other. What specific behavior demonstrates that a council member is effective in their role?
So we came up with, 5 different items, on that first one. Which was, listening,
Hold on. Okay,
being on time and prepared,
okay,
well, attendance, that's actually would have been, that's basically, that's 4, I guess that's the same thing. So,
attendance.
yeah, attendance, but, yeah. Being polite,
Can if you don't mind me asking, can I just put attendance / regular attendance?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes. I guess that's a difference, yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah,
Regular
I
attendance
mean, like, just,
and then on time, yeah, there's a difference.
you're good, you're good.
Right. Being polite and better lines of communication with each other.
Okay. All right. Is that it for the first question?
Yes,
Okay, So the second question is, what specific actions or habits reflect that a council member is professional during meetings?
And that kind of fell in line with those same ones, but you know, more along the lines of being you know, listening, but also engaging, you know, and making sure that you are you know, always polite and you know, not taking anything personally when you're up here. You know, again, you know, there's always going to be someone out there that might have some sort of an issue. You know, Lord knows I've had mine before too, so as a citizen. But you know, we're here to serve the public. And you know, we have a role. You know, they're not attacking, when people are here and they're speaking to you, they're speaking to you as a council person. No, they're not attacking you personally. You know, they're just here wanting some action on a problem. They want you to solve whatever issue that they're having, you know, whether it's a, you know, pothole in front of their house, or, you know, the sidewalk up on the Second Street, you know, some sort of issue with the dock, you know, something.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, being able to just listen to their concerns and engaging with them and just being here on time and showing that you're a professional
Okay.
goes a long way with people.
And so this is still interactions with each other, so let me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good, you're good, Todd.
Right, but
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah, I'm jumping in over here, but I'm saying, but yeah, sure.
Can I add, again, this is like, because we're gonna have like a little bit of open dialogue with council members after this. But I wanted to say, like, when I think of what you just said, polite, not like not personal, I also want to think about, and I want you to think about, and maybe I'll put it in parentheses, because again, this is your code, not mine. But like, a lot of times people don't think that you should disagree, and it's okay to disagree. I mean, respectfully, but it's okay, like, I respectfully disagree with you. So I mean, I think that's, I mean,
So you're getting at don't cuss at people, that's what we wanna get to,
okay,
but don't cuss people out,
no cussing,
it's a given.
no cussing. Yeah, I know, if
I mean,
I-
you can, but you.
Yeah, no personal attacks.
no personal attacks, okay? Anything else on the number 2?
That would be it.
Okay, so number 3 question, how will we address conflict or disagreement within the group? Especially if a fellow council member says or does something that feels disrespectful, so discussion remains productive and respectful.
I'm of the opinion, and we're, you know, that if things tend to get out of control, which, you know, and they seldom do, but if they do,
They already
You know.
are, let's just keep it moving.
you know, but if they do, you know, we always have the option to take a break and go into recess and then let things cool down if ever, you know, if things ever get out of control.
We need
Yeah.
consequences is what we need.
Isn't there any?
No, there isn't, clearly,
Yeah, I mean,
as you can see,
But-
somebody's
but-
here.
but-
We'll have more
but-
time for
Yeah.
other people
Yeah.
in a minute, yeah.
Well, and then, yeah, so take a break, recess.
But-
Trish always has her gavel. I mean, I know that's worked in different council meetings.
We're just pretending,
I know,
we
but-
need to.
I know, but-
No, it's
No,
not
no,
the
but
truth here.
say, what are the consequences? What do we do?
Consequences, I don't know, let's not play games here.
Oh, no, but what are the consequences?
I don't know,
Tell me.
bye. Turn us off, be
Okay,
done with it.
all right,
And if you don't come here, you go. You
Okay,
gotta have consequences, I'm tired of this game here.
so I'm gonna put somewhere in the middle here, I'm gonna put the no Zoom, because I know that's a very, very,
It's
big
just,
on-
yeah,
I mean,
why
so
are
let's-
we catering
I
to
think it's
people?
up for discussion, for everyone. Okay, so let's just, I'll put it in the middle, okay? Anything else like, on number 3? What behaviors undermine good governance and should be avoided? Kelly, I think it's very clear on Zoom, like you want people here in person. Or is that like for number 4? Like,
I'm tired of the BS. That's where I'm at. I'm
okay,
tired of it. I just started and it just gets, it's like a ball rolling down a hill and it just keeps getting faster and faster and bigger.
okay.
And nobody stops it.
Can you be as specific as possible?
Here, specific as possible. Tim, here you go.
He said he was sick.
Yeah, right. Where's his doctor's excuse? I heard him talk like 17 times today.
We don't have a policy.
So
I
prior,
thought we did.
we don't have a
He
policy.
hasn't
but
been here ever since I started. or before.
This is why we're here though. So prioritizing in-person.
Okay. Give us doctor's excuses as it says that we're supposed to do.
Okay, let's see.
Prioritize.
Like, we act like we're in, like, we're 5 years old. Come on. We're adults here. We're elected officials sitting up here and you're at home. Goodbye then.
Okay, and so you would add no profanity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be a given. And then when you stand up for yourself and then you're the bad guy, it's ridiculous. I would say.
Okay, anything else in number 4 that you can't like had on your list?
No, we just said we would just, go to recess,
Okay,
so take a break on that.
okay. All right, and are you guys okay if I put no Zoom in the middle and we could talk about it a little bit more? Because I figure it does kind of affect both sides.
Yeah.
In that regard, all right. Interactions with the public. Nancy, you take it away. The first question on here is what specific behaviors demonstrate an effective counsel to the public?
Wow, Nancy.
We wrote a book.
Fine. I'm not gonna scribe, since you scribed for me, I can take pictures of that and like put it all in a document. So, but let's say kind, caring, respectful, understanding, listening,
Having integrity, honesty, and sensitivity.
integrity, honesty, and sensitivity. I'm liking this pattern here, though. Because look what I
And a
see.
couple of the words were added because what we noticed is that there's a lot of overlap in the questions.
Yeah,
And what I'm seeing now is that there's overlap between interacting with each other and interacting with the public.
yeah, that's why I said I started,
People here, you know?
yeah, polite,
Here's
like,
the thing that I think we missed. We're all on the same team.
Mhm. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, so then number 2.
Number 2 question was, what actions or habits reflect professionalism during meetings?
Okay, what I can do, paying attention, don't make faces like eye rolls or, laughing. Make eye contact with people when they're speaking. It's helpful to dress, business casual, doesn't have to be a suit and tie. And what did I say, so, yeah, I mean, just so you know, I'm looking at my phone because my questions are here, but we don't want people like scrolling Facebook while they're at a meeting, so don't be staring at your phone the whole time.
No, this is.
Right. Exactly. Let's see, no eating, we don't want people eating their cheeses during the meeting. And we all need to work very much at being careful not to interrupt. Not to interrupt each other and not to interrupt people from the public while they're speaking. It's hard to do, I know. But we have to try.
It does.
That's what we had for number 2.
Okay, number 3
Number
is,
3, make a response.
hold on. Let's read the question again. What makes a response to the public productive or unproductive?
So again, overlap, looking people in the eye when they're talking, being respectful to the person, no name calling or swearing, cussing, profanity, however you want to say that. Again, the eye rolling, and keep a pleasant tone of voice. With people. People can tell if you're being mean to them or, you know what I'm saying, versus whether we can stay with a neutral, what am I trying to say, neutral tone of voice, yeah.
Yeah.
So, here, see, here's. There, if you want. And
Neutral, I'll take that too, I'll take that
We'll
too.
just rip it off and give it to you.
Yeah,
Number 4.
yeah, cause I can like take pictures and then, like I said, I'll put it all in a Word document, 'cause that's the goal of this. Goal of both of these exercises is to put it all together, okay? And then number 4, what behaviors show strong positive leadership when a public comment feels harsh or potentially inappropriate?
Well, again, you know, you don't wanna be making faces while someone is talking, even though if it's something you don't wanna hear. So, and you wanna, you know, look at people, you know, so they know you're paying attention to what they're saying. The bottom line, I think, is listening.
I think we had body language too on it. didn't we?
Yeah, I'm just not there yet. Oh, where is the body? I wrote that down, maybe I missed it. No, it's just this page, yeah.
Body language neutral.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't wanna be, sighing or something like,
oh yeah, I wrote that some, here,
yeah.
the eye rolling sign, yeah. And then, you know, what we've been working on is saying, thank you for your comment. We've been told that in general, we're not to respond or get into a dialogue. And just have patience.
And I think we also discussed getting back to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
president in a timely manner
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
And so be willing to follow up on someone's issue. And make sure we get back to them. Basically, don't ignore what they're bringing up. If, you know, it'll happen eventually, but definitely explain people. You know, what the deal is, like if it's something that'll take us a week to figure out, then let people know that. It'll take us a week to figure out, but we will get back to you.
Yep. And then again, sometimes things do happen, sometimes things do get missed, and if like the public brings it up again, you're like, oh my gosh, we missed that. We take that, we take full responsibility, we'll follow up on
It
it.
might be another one to put down, is just like apologize. If we screw up, just apologize.
Okay. All right, so now I want group 1, okay? This group 1, or actually I'll do this opposite. I want group 2 to weigh in on group 1's ideas here.
Like, weigh in how?
Like, do you agree with them? Do you not agree? Like, what's your stance? What are you thinking?
Well, I've been talking a lot, so I'll let other people might respond.
What was their question?
So group 1 came up with interactions with each other, okay? So we described those. So what do you think about those? Do they sound good to you? Do you want to add to it as council members and mayor? Like, what are your thoughts?
My opinion is, I think that, everything that they did, write down on there is, the way we should be interacting.
With each other.
Yeah, with each other, not only the board, but with the public.
I think from what I see on there, it just gets summed up to mutual respect between each other. So
Yeah, basically.
Working together is the key. We can all be on the same team, same line, to get things done. Done correct.
I like what you said, Kurt. Okay.
Because looking at both 1 and 2, they're pretty much, their answers and our answers are pretty much,
Same.
very close to the same, we're talking about.
All right, now group 1. What do you think about group 2's interactions with the public? Is there anything you want to add? Are you okay with it? Like, what are you thinking?
I mean.
All right,
You wanna add teamwork?
Teamwork, respect, I mean, it's all.
It's, yeah,
You know.
it's pretty much all there,
Yeah, I think the teamwork comment, I heard Kelly say, I just heard Sylvia say is excellent. It's easy to forget that we're all on the same team if stuff gets heated, if we're seeing the issue from opposite ends. As well as with the public, sometimes it can feel very heated and that we're under attack, so to speak, but we're all just a team wanting Verona to be better. And the second to the last point about getting back to people, sometimes in the past, things haven't been as great as they could be in that area, so we all have a little, I know I do, so I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of people, a little bit of like PTSD about not getting a response or feeling that something fell off the radar. Does that resonate with anyone? So,
Oh, yeah.
okay. So just remembering that we're all in the routine. Go ahead, John, sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, I didn't wanna cut you off, I'm sorry.
That's okay, so just
I just-
identify our things.
There's one that kind of ties in with both, it has to do with communication. And so it has to do with a lot with communicating with the public and communicating with each other. Especially on an issue, if one member on the board was to say, meet with a member of the public or was to try to address a certain issue with the public. And let's say they kept it quiet or did not tell the rest of the board what they were doing.
Mhm.
And, you know, that's not, I think it's good to have those open lines of communication with the board and let everyone know what's being done. And I think what I've seen in the past, and it's been done several times where, you know, one of us or a couple of us have acted and we haven't let everyone else know. I made a mistake last year myself.
Yes.
I made a mistake myself last year where I took a meeting myself. And I did not inform the rest of the board. Where I should have informed the rest of the board, and I informed the rest of the board after I took the meeting. Now, it offended a few folks on the board, and I apologize for that. But I should have told everyone what I was doing prior to taking that meeting. And that was my fault. Now, that should have been something where I should have understood that when I act, I'm acting as on behalf of everyone here, not just for myself.
and I wrote that down because I was like, but I'm gonna add a little bit to it, like, do not act unilaterally.
Good.
Right.
You know, I
Okay,
mean,
good.
so, yeah, do not act unilaterally. Try to, I'll spell it right.
And we ask.
Who else
if
I
they
think?
have-
Pardon me?
Can we ask if they have any?
Yeah, we'll let Tracy, but I think we're gonna do that.
What, the Zoom?
She wanted to know if
Oh,
we ask the public.
I'm fine if we wanna ask public for this, and then when we move to the goals, we can ask public for goals, if you're okay with it, Trish, like, I don't know, I'm like, time wise, I think we're still a little okay, like.
I think we're okay. I'd like to start with Councilman Long and then go to the public.
Okay.
Tim, do you have anything you want to add?
Tim, do you have anything you wanna add?
You,
We didn't mind those in.
Tim, can you hear us?
Might have one here from.
is he on mute? Is that what the red ring is thinking?
Yeah, if it's on mute.
Yeah, that's just saying that microphones.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
He can't,
right.
he's having audio problems like this.
Did he text you or is there anything?
He's
Check
touching
it.
on.
He can't talk and he can't talk, he says.
Oh, that's right, he has laryngitis, he can't talk.
Oh.
Does he have anything he wants to text to just say what he has opinions about?
Is there anything you want me to add? On your behalf?
The puppet man calling the shots over there, you know?
Susan.
No.
Okay, very good. At this time, we will open additional period for comments from the public on this exercise. Please approach the podium or raise your virtual hand. Try and limit your remarks to 3 minutes and focus on borough business policies or action.
And you're gonna have to lend your mic to them. If they come up, if there's anybody, or you can hand them the mic, they don't have to come up.
Are there any comments on this exercise? Go ahead, Judy.
My only comment is, I'm Judy Williams, 530 Corbridge Avenue. The senility kicking in. Oh, please, I'm over the day. Yes.
Over the post, yeah.
When council is in public and you meet the, like people on the street and everything, do people know that you're on council?
Depends.
Do you let people know that you're on council? Do you let people know that, you know, we have council meetings and like everybody's more than welcome to come and all that kind of stuff?
I think generally, yes. I think I speak for most of us. You can't really hide in a community of our size.
No, you're right there, but I just know, because I'm fairly new,
Yeah.
a whole lot of stuff and everything. And like, we've had a lot of like,
Yeah.
like the Halloween thing and the backpacks and all that kind of stuff. And I felt that you guys were really, really good interacting with the people, but I'm just wondering, or if you're, because you know me, but like, you don't know my sister, I try to introduce you to my sister, because she wants to be very active too, but she doesn't like to volunteer for anything.
Yes,
So she comes along with me.
that's great. I'm wondering if we're missing something we might want to add, which is we should make an effort to be in the community, out and about, introducing ourselves. Is that?
Yeah.
Attending events, yeah.
I
that would
did
be
want to
with
say
the
that. Thank you
public,
for
yeah.
pointing that out.
Yeah, it's great.
Everybody is always really good at attending events.
I think so, but I also think it's one of those unspoken things that
Yeah.
could easily fall off the radar
Yeah.
without talking about it.
Yeah. Anybody else?
We have a hand raised up on Zoom.
Susie Davis. I have a question. It's about the Zoom meetings. Why and how many meetings can you miss? Being in the public eye before you're no longer on council. I believe we elected you, we put you up there. We want to see you here. We want to see you not sleeping. But they need one council member. This is his third meeting missing. What's going to be done to him? Okay, maybe he has laryngitis today, I don't know, but why is it always, oh, I can miss and nothing can be done? You're here to represent us and let us question you.
Okay. Thank you for your comment.
That, and if he's at home, him and a former council member live together, I'm sure that other council member is probably sliding notes over to him to say what he wants him to say.
I don't want to speculate on that.
Yeah.
But
Do you have any other comments?
No, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Susie. I see, thank you, Leslie. Setlock's hand is raised. Leslie, go ahead.
Hi, yeah, Leslie Setlock, 566 Spruce. Yeah, thanks for sharing this process. It was interesting to hear. I guess my question / concern is, how are you guys going to hold each other accountable for this? So like, I hear the comments about respecting each other and treating each other with respect, like council to council, but I've also heard council members being insulted like tonight already. So I'm curious how you're going to hold each other accountable and how you're going to like expect the best from each other. Thanks.
Is there a reprimand for that?
Officially, there is a censure process that we could explore. I hope we don't have to explore. I hope we can continue to focus on positive interactions and outcomes, positive reinforcement as opposed to negative. But we'll take it one step at a time.
And if I like, so Trish and I did talk about last, like, is, again, this is their expectations, they're coming up with it, both for the interactions with each other and interactions with the public. Again, it is going to be a living, breathing document, but we definitely are going to be like, hey, remember the expectations that we said, hey, this is what we discussed, this is what we agreed to, you know, this is where we are. So, I'm gonna I have an idea, and you
Yes.
could tell me, like, for the elephant in the room, which is the Zoom versus non-Zoom,
Yes.
okay?
Can I just ask one favor? Leslie, could you please lower your hand? So we're not confused in case you want to raise it again.
Yeah, it usually goes down in just a second, but I will see if I can lower it intentionally.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I think that we should do kind of like a call, like just say, what does each council member think about it, if you're okay with that? And then maybe that is something that we end up tabling at some point in time. Again, I've suggested most other council, like, you know, they have the ability to do it as needed for emergencies, family things, sickness, but it is the norm that they are in person. That is 90% of every council in Allegheny County. If they are doing it, they are 99% of them are in person unless there is some special circumstance. And that was the norm in Oakmont, norm in Penn Hills, norm everywhere, like, you know what I mean? So that's from what I understand. So are you okay just doing?
Yep, and then we should probably switch to the other exercise too.
Yes, okay. John, Zoom or no Zoom?
I am for Zoom, but for specific circumstances.
Okay.
I think that, you know, you have to have, you know, either you're on travel, you know, your business travel or travel, you could be on vacation, it's fine. If you're sick, you might have problem, you know, you might be a mother with, you know, some issue with, you know, kids that, you know, you might not have a sitter for kids or something. There might be some circumstance where you may not be able to make it to the meeting.
Yep.
You know, that, you know, I'm not saying it has to, you know, you're gonna have to do it every meeting. If it happens to be a habitual thing, it is an issue. I'm just saying it's there for a convenience. It's not there for like use every time, right?
Yep, okay. So
But the Zoom, we're putting it up there for the public.
Mhm.
You know, it's not there really for council members.
Mhm.
You know, it's there for the public to view the, you know, be able to participate.
Yeah.
And ask a question. You know, so that, you know, you're not asking you know, an elderly person to come in here, you know, from on top of the hill to have to come in here in the middle of winter to sit down. You know, they can zoom in, ask a question.
Yep, I got you.
And, you know, I think it's for the public.
Yep,
But,
I got you,
So-
vote, okay.
You're saying,
Yeah,
yeah,
same,
okay, you're saying, okay,
yeah.
so you're saying yes to Zoom?
No.
Okay, you're saying no, okay.
The Zoom to the public,
Okay,
right? But the Zoom will still be here for the public.
well, I think it's gonna be this exercise is gonna be tabled for them, but I think at least right now, we're gonna get the general council feel on it, so, Nancy? Zoom or no Zoom, just straight question.
Yes or no?
that's it.
That's not fair. John got to talk.
Well, we gotta move on to the next exercise, I'm moving it along.
But I want there to be Zoom. I think it's important, particularly for the public, for inclusivity. So,
Thank you, Nancy.
I
but
agree with what I think John said, which is it should be the exception, not the rule, and yes to public. Yes to public, exception, not the rule for council.
Okay, all right, let's see, okay, public. Council. We got 3, and then you said for the public, or no?
I don't want to post it.
Okay. Okay, all right,
Yes to Zoom, but there are occasions where a mayor/council person is sick and what have you. I know personally, I was sick around Christmas and I swore a police officer in on Zoom. Exceptions, a limit, you know, maybe 2 or 3 or whatever, but yes.
okay,
I am with the mayor and everybody else on this, just because I have kids, it's inevitable that I, you know,
Can't make it.
in the future, you know, have to Zoom as well.
okay. Sylvia?
I agree with Zoom, and I think that everybody has made a good comment. It has its place, And I'm not gonna say no, I think we need to keep it. We have a public that we serve. And they have every right to be on it. And even if we do in an emergency. And it's not habitual, then, I think we're good.
Okay, so,
Thank you.
yep, I think and again, I'm gonna capture this and we're gonna be good, so. All right.
And real quick, Zoom to all of us, well, most of us, is something new because since COVID is when we went on Zoom.
It definitely has its place.
Yes, sorry, yes, Tim, do you wanna text John if you, and get your vote, just your real quick vote, Zoom or no Zoom?
Keep Zoom.
Okay, for all,
For all, Tim?
public and.
Where's he?
All right, we're moving on.
We've got 2 years.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah. Great.
okay, so we got another exercise, another fun exercise. Woo! And this one I think the public is gonna like, okay, I really do think that you're gonna like this, okay? So you have Post-its in front of you, okay?
Everybody
Tricia-
has their own color.
Everybody has their own color. Trish had tasked you with, I think she sent an email asking about what you really want council to accomplish from a short-term goals perspective, okay? So on your Post-its, what you're going to do is you're going to write down things that you want to accomplish in the next 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, and 12 to 18 months, okay? You wanna see these things accomplished, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you, when you're done writing them, one by one, okay? And we're gonna give you about 10 minutes to write them, 5-10 minutes to write them. We're gonna have you kind of go up and place them on the different things that I have up here. So I have short-term here, mid-term here, long-term here. And then if you wanna give just a short little thing, like, and you don't have to give it for every single one, but just say, this is one of the reasons that, to give it some context. This is one of the reasons that I chose, the parks, or I chose public safety or something like that, and this is the reason. And again, some of the former, or the current council members might have some history as to why they want to do something and things like that. The new council members need to know that type of thing. So go ahead and write them down. And then what we'll do is, we'll start with Sylvia, or we want me to start over here with John. Yeah, I'll start with John, and then he'll go up there. And again, you can give anything context. You don't have to give every single thing that you write down context, but if there's something that you want to share about a certain goal, do it. And then I'm probably going to, from a scribe perspective, I'm going to start categorizing it at some point in time. But we don't have to even do that tonight because, just from a timing perspective. Is there anything you want to add?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, council, to keep this specific and to things that we can actually do ourselves within this time period. So one of my big goals is to have a comprehensive plan. We are probably not going to write that ourselves within the next 6 months, for example. I also, of course, share, I think, with Kurt and probably others wanting to make Verona more walkable. What does that mean? That's not specific. However, organizing a walk audit and things like that would be specific examples.
That's a good, because we're gonna table, so what we'll do is I'm actually gonna have a parking lot and we're gonna table things that might be out of the realm. Because after we do this exercise, there is another part to this exercise and we're gonna just put like dots by things and almost vote for that. So there could be things that we actually move to the parking lot that won't be part of your 3 to 6, 6 to 12, and 12 to 18.
Perfect. And Tim, if you just want to email John or use the council D list for your items, we'll add them that way. I'm gonna pause this.
Recording now.
Okay, so for sake of time, we're not gonna categorize it now. I told Trish, we're gonna categorize it after we kind of come up with the different, the top ones and everything like that. Because they will fall into different categories and everything. But what I wanted to do now is just again, John, you just put yours up there. Do you want to give context to any of your blue sticky notes and why you chose what you chose, or do you want to just share with the rest of the council? This is important to me because.
Oh, sure. aside from the obvious on the short-term stuff, the obvious is, I saw some other ones up there, it says hire manager, all that stuff, and there are some other stuff like, that I view as important that we've had, that I thought was one, my priorities was that, we need a robust HR, program here at the borough, which we've never had. Been working on it for the last year or so with the previous council, and we're still working on it now, and we're gonna continue to do it. And so I thought that that was one of my priorities.
Is that in short minute?
That's in short, and you'll see it keeps building. It's in my notes there, so so I put, review procedures and code of conduct. And so that's part of the HR, and and then continue robust HR management and document framework. Two of them. Another one would be, another separate item would be identify one or two more quick win projects from STAMP to demonstrate progress. For example, like the Jones Street reconstruction. Can we, how can we move that along? That's on the board. We're trying to get that going. Get that.
So actually, I'm very happy to report that Representative Andrew called me earlier today. We were awarded that
Beautiful. Got it.
Which one?
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on.
the MTF for Jones Street reconstruction.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, thank you. Are you good?
Yeah, for short term. So you want me to continue on? Or am I done?
One from each category.
Yeah,
Oh, I-
it's to give context of something like you're passionate.
So another one that's very important. So I just wanted to, one more thing, and I'll. I would be like Dick Williams. Are you ready for this? I know a lot of folks have said that, we can't deal, Oakmont hates us. We can't do anything with Oakmont. I don't think we've ever really approached them or even tried to approach them to do anything, right? And I know that, there's people out there, I think, that are willing to talk to us. And I think there might be opportunities there, given their budgetary problems, where we might be able to do some sort of a shared service deal where it could save us money, save them money. Whether it's, going in on buying equipment or sharing equipment, some sort of thing like that, where I think it could benefit us, where we could have some sort of a joint Twin Boroughs committee, where we could have a couple council members from here, maybe a couple council members from over there. We can meet a few times a year, discuss things that concern both boroughs, whether it's policing, the crime, anything, that the vault trail, that kind of stuff, anything that we need to discuss, and we can have open forums for the public, and they can come and talk. And I thought maybe that might be a great idea, that we could reach out to them and perhaps do something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
no, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, Kelly,
I don't remember what I put, so I have to go over and look.
that's fine.
Let's see, so I did 3 to 6 months, I put a few people or a few things out.
Can you talk a little louder, please?
No.
Thank you.
I have a scanner.
Yes, give her the mic,
No, I
because the
don't.
people at home can't, it's for the people at home, there's a
Don't talk
direct.
about it. So I have a scanner in a pantry that I'm bringing down, and that's 3 to 6 months. I'm bringing it down. I just have, I don't use it. So you know what it's for. I'm actually putting it outside in the double doors, but everybody knows about it. Y'all were here basically.
Yes.
So I'm just waiting for a sign to be made and then bring it out there. Next one, which one do we want to pick? I'm gonna pick this one. I wanna get a swing on the two parks for autistic kids, they don't have anything and I find that really terrible. They don't have something for them and they need specific swing and I would like to get that. And one other thing that's really important, I think too, is the fire department. I would like to try to get a grant for them, pick some of the stuff up that they need. You heard me back here?
I didn't hear that middle
Fire
part.
department,
Okay.
so like they have a lot of things there that needs fixed, so I did talk to Dan about it, so he's gonna send me pictures and hopefully we can do something to help them. So she can talk about the other, that can be your thing.
Well, I love that you said that, Kelly, because I know that from our meeting with Joe last year that the fire department does kind of identify their priorities and apply for things, but whatever we can do to increase that collaboration and help to catalyze their progress as well, I think is an excellent.
If we could fix this, then we could rent it, is the whole point, we can make them money. So, you know, that's kind of what I was hoping, so that they could just get bigger and have money and you do events there, and it'd be great, like we did for the fire victims.
Like a community center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can talk about those covers. Or do you want me to?
Kelly and I really are passionate about storm drain covers, which isn't as simple as it sounds because the way they are, something about the engineering requires a custom thing. So it is a project, but many of you are aware we've had small animals.
Well, let me just explain this one. So Kurt, if you go to his house, Kurt has a huge opening. A child could literally easily just fall. If water came quick, they would go right under, I promise you. And there are tons of raccoons that come out at night and rats. And I think it needs covered. It is very big, if you know the bottom of Ridge.
Well, on Ridge and First, they come out when I'm walking. I see the
Well,
record.
that's another one. And then there's one across the street from him too that does have one that drops down. I actually did rescue an animal a long time ago. But anyway, I just think it's really important because I was just thinking like if water came quick, that's really big by his house. And recently he had a raccoon come out and the game commission came out and got it. Because it came out and they thought it had rabies, which don't get into that. Don't think about rabies. But anyway, I think it's good to protect the people too, because they're coming out. I mean, just cover it and then the animals will go wherever they have to go. And we don't have to worry about safety concerns. It's a big safety concern in this specific spot. Yeah. So.
Thank you. Yeah.
My turn?
Your turn. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously I have a lot here.
So just a few with context.
Yeah. I wanted to work and support the police to get the cops grant this year.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I actually put cameras for short term and midterm because I think some cameras we can get sooner for certain areas, depending on what grant programs we have and that sort of thing. So I mean, I have a bunch of other ones, but we said pick a couple. Okay, so midterm. Well, capital plan. We need to really formalize our capital plan, okay. We need to get our current policies that we do have organized. And then we need, clearly a couple came up tonight that we need to work on and have them formulated. And then okay. I see, yeah, oh, voting. And then obviously the comp plan, but my other thing that I really like to see, because I live there, is I like to continue riverfront development. You know, it was my dream when I moved here by the river to have that be developed, and it's starting, but it's such a slow process. And I know that our representative wants that too. He wants the riverfront to be developed. What do you need? I don't know what when.
Oh, whatever you.
Okay. So that's yours, but Tracy, could you, I don't think can you unshare so we can see everybody who's here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Administratively, I want to see the implementation of the super committee structure, along with welcome a junior council member.
I should have said that.
I also want to second the COPS grant in general, supporting our police department as much as possible. Also, based on today's update, adding to schedule a public walk audit of Jones Street with Rep. McAndrew. You would like to do that with us? High on my list and related to riverfront development is I want us to apply for a grant this year through probably DCNR to do a investigation, a plan, a feasibility study of an alternative VOC connection to Oakmont. So this would be an off viaduct connection, and further explore that possibility. We also talked when we launched the ADA accessible kayak launch at the public dock area about coming back and looking for a grant to redo our public dock. So don't want that to be forgotten. We've also gotten a number of questions lately about street sweeping in the winter. Very high on my list is to apply for funding through Main Street Matters for business district revitalization and eventual Main Street program. I also want to highlight, obviously our hands are tied a lot with what we can do to support our police in terms of pay, but one thing we can do is consider alternatives for the police pension funds, because switching to a different fund may allow a higher yield, which could at least be a way to help them eventually have more in their pension fund, even if our hands are tied with competing with Oakmont and others about their pay.
I like that one you put up. 360.
Yeah,
I
but
forgot
I
to
think
do-
I'd like it 360 to be,
You can sit there and talk if you want.
Yeah,
I could take the, yeah. You-
well, mine would go from 3 months all the way to 18 months, the same thing. Public safety is the number one priority. This is the first time in a long time we have a full police department. And there's priority, for this town. And once again, we had talked about, over there, responding in a timely manner with the public. We need to continue to do that, not and beyond the 18 months. In grants, we need to continue really looking for any type of grant we could get, no matter whether it's for the police, fire, parks, this building, whatever, they're out there. We need to be very diligent in going after them. And we need to, with the alleys, I know that's one big thing of naming the alleys. That's a big priority.
Can I ask you a question about that?
can't believe I didn't get that.
When we do that, are we trying to get a grant to do those signs?
There's grants out there. I mean, there's many grants out there.
Okay,
For a lot of different things. There's probably even grants out there painting inside the building. I'm sure it's something out there. Different types of monies out there. We need to be more vigilant in going after a lot of grants.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot one.
And that's my 3 to 18 months and beyond. Same thing basically.
Okay, thank you. Greta, I think it's your turn.
I'll take the mic. I don't have a lot of voice. And then just to let everybody know that the sewer grate, I like that in front of my house, because when them kids act up.
Shut them down.
I have a dog cage you can have. for that.
There you go, I'll use that. And course, pedestrian safety, obviously, that doesn't need any, text. I think there's a lot of crosswalks and pavement markings that could be redone. What's that over here? Long-term, paving plan. And then it's not, I don't know, does somebody else want to say that, or should I say it?
You say it.
Okay, there's a couple of us who like the idea of having a social worker. So,
Just for the police.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Tom to
So
answer that
you
question.
don't want to get up, you don't have to, you just want to tell him. Let me be ashamed.
Yeah, fine.
Tracy.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't know we had this.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
So those are your short terms.
I placed them for her, so I did place them around, because I said like some things were gonna be a little bit more long term.
In long. So if you wanna do the short term, I'll give you the.
First of all, thank you, John, our student council person here for coming. It's very nice to have. My goals here are, I feel that inviting more residents to come to the community meetings here, our council meetings. I think that's real important. I love seeing a full house here, so I always say thank you to all that come. And please continue to come and invite neighbors and friends. Also, I like seeing our streets being well repaired. That's important. And it certainly adds more to our community.
That's midterm.
This is midterm. Have more community events that will bring our residents out, and this way it makes everybody feel part of our community. That to me is important. I like seeing the crowd reduce something. And long term, to have more homeowners rather than rentals. We need to get more people on the tax records. And also, this is also a very good thing for the town. Because people who own a home care about that home, and they're going to always try to keep it upkept and looking good, which is great for all of us. Thank you. Thanks.
And then just to add to what Sylvia said, I did have one more. So implement a fee or fees for companies or, LLCs who buy property in Verona.
Who approves that?
Nobody,
You can't,
you can't regulate who buys what property.
Okay, because I thought we weren't allowed to be business owners and.
So
business
probably.
Certain areas are zoned.
Probably a discussion for another time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, is there any way to not, is there any way to like not regulate, but hey, we're a business coming into town.
Yeah, I mean,
the question for the solicitor, but I don't think so,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
For sake of time, I'm putting Sylvia's back up here, okay?
I wanted to
And then,
add our colleague, Tim's real quick, because he,
Yep,
Tim, I'm sorry, yes, Tim.
Go ahead,
Something for Tim?
go ahead.
I put them up there, they're red and I put them up in mid. So
So what did he tell?
I wrote, address unnecessary spending and ensure more efficient, use of resources. And then continued development and maintenance of paved, parks, roads, and general
oh,
infrastructure.
yeah, that's exactly what he said. So, yeah, he said, my thoughts are that last year we had a lot of wasteful spending that had us raising taxes. Because I have been an advocate for the parks for the last 10 years, since my time on Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, so I put this 2 up there as midterm.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So for sake of time, we're not gonna categorize them now, because I could take them and I could categorize them later. But what you're gonna do as council members is you each have a marker. You're going to go up to these boards and you're gonna put a dot on your top 5. Okay,
Of each time frame.
no.
total.
Mhm.
Oh.
And here's why, let me get like, so the reason being is you all have priorities. And there's things that, again, that's what I said, if you all put it on the short term, you're gonna have to look at that as council and be like, okay, well, we can't get all of this done in the short term, we might have to move this to midterm or whatever. But you're just gonna pick your top 5 across the board, and then you can, again, this is a work in progress, you can rearrange it or do what you need to from a timing perspective.
So are we supposed to mark it on the white piece of paper?
If you can mark it
Next
on,
to the,
no,
Okay.
try to mark it on the post-it.
on the post.
But since you have orange and you want orange, if you wanna use a black one and use a dot, that's fine. It doesn't show up.
It works. It
Okay.
works.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, okay, all right, so go.
She's 4 or 5.
5, Okay, so I told Trish for the sake of time or whatever, I'm gonna take all this, it's all gonna be put in a document, it's all gonna be shared out to like, at a regular meeting or some, you know, a workshop meeting or whatever. But do we wanna open, just, go ahead, you can say the comment thing.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for participating patiently in this exercise. I know it's a little out of the box, a little unconventional, but I hope you found value in it. We will be continuing to look at this, and once we have our finalized version of both the code of conduct and our priorities, they will be hanging in this room for the whole year. So as new things come up, we will remind ourselves of our pre-selected priorities and consider how things will fall in so that we can make the most of our time together this year, our council together. So at this time, we'll move on to section 7. This will be the final section for comments from the public on this exercise, the previous, or anything in general. At this time, council will hear comments on these matters. Please approach the podium or raise your virtual hand, state your name and address, and try and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Again, comments should focus on borough business, policies, or action. We encourage thoughtful feedback on decisions and performance while maintaining respectful and constructive dialogue. Are there any comments from the public at this time? Susie, come on up.
No, me, I have to always have something to say. Susie Davis, the sidewalk up at Second Street and Center Avenue is getting by far worse. I brought it up at the beginning of the school year. You had many times to get it done, taken care of. It's only deteriorating. In another 4 months, 5 months, the girl graduates. I said, you know, how many injuries is she gonna have between now and then, especially with ice?
Yep.
And she's forced out onto the street. So it's a safety hazard all the way around, so it needs to be addressed immediately.
You got it.
It's not only for her, but for everybody that walks in this borough, because like I said, everybody knows I'm a walker, you see me walking all around town.
You?
No, not me. But it's a safety hazard, and I notice I have some elderly up there that are out walking.
Yeah.
When they come to that block, they walk out onto the road.
Yeah.
The other day, there was a lady up there, she was afraid to walk out on the road because there was a little bit of ice out. I said, well, hon, I said, if you would let me, I will guide you around.
Yep.
So I guided her to the safety to avoid that sidewalk being on the road. She was very complimentary. She said, whatever I can do, she wanted to pay me. And I said, no, this is what we do in this town.
I love that.
I was brought up that way. You help your neighbor, you help everybody. But we gotta do it here in town and get that sidewalk fixed now.
As we're on that subject, Sue,
Thank you, Susie.
I drove past there today and my question is, we have ordinances. He has a boat parked there, large equipment
Yeah.
in a yard. That's not,
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
it's not acceptable.
It's not a parking lot.
The biggest issue now with concrete is because of the stupid weather. Yeah, now it's like, you know, you'd have to have at least a couple of days of 60+ degree weather to have that stuff cured.
But we've been asking for,
Okay, let's take a Kelly, can I work with you to draft that email to Jason to check in on
Yeah.
those things?
Yeah, thank you. Next comment?
Apparently there aren't any.
Nobody else?
Okay, come on.
Oh, wait, there's Sherry.
There's Sherry.
Hey. Sherry, 759 East Road Road, and I just want to say, I did not expect the meeting to be the way it is today. I truly enjoyed it. I think it is very out of box. It's team building, not only for the council, I think it's for the whole community. And one of the things I want to say, even though you guys are elected officials, but the public need to keep in mind, you're non-paid, you volunteer your time, you're sacrificing your own time to be here. So I think, I've been here for 20 years and I've been coming to council meeting because we raised our kids, so we left for a while. And, it is a small town with limited resources, and I think, everybody's doing their best. And I feel like everybody need to give the new council some grace, some time, some patience. And I'm sure that it would done very well, and for a little town like this, for the accomplishment that this town has seen, I think it has done very, very well. I think we should give you guys time. You should give each other time and grace and patience. And I've seen elected official being loved and the same official being hated. like 6 months later. So don't take it too seriously, but you know, we should all get along.
Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it. Are there any other comments from the public at this time? Okay, then I will entertain to allow council time to review the exercises from tonight, and so we can continue towards a finalized version. And also, collaborate with our borough manager upon his return. I will entertain a motion to recess until Monday evening, January 26th at 7 p.m.
That's 7. You want to be 7? Okay,
When is Monday? What does that when ladies coming in?
no,
Just so we can have Jason's involvement.
there was some stuff. I'll make a motion for a recess for Monday, January 26th at 7 p.m.
Do I have a first by Counselor Carpenter? Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Provenza. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor? Are there any opposed? This meeting stands in recess. Thank you.
Well done, well done.
Fun.